to Fluff in the Corporate Space by Saffron Conscious. Today, we return to the heart where leadership is not a title, but a memory, and where we gather around ordinary moments and find the sacred. Today's episode is titled, The Day Someone Tried to Name Her. In a quiet town, on an ordinary day, a young girl sat in the back seat of a car. She was still. Not because something was wrong, but because she was returning to herself. She had recently recovered from illness, and the inner light that made her shine was slowly making its way back to the surface. At a petrol station, the attendant leaned in to greet her and her mother. He looked at the child, smiled, and said something like, "When you are sick, you are always like this, glum." He meant no harm. Perhaps he was remembering a past encounter, a day when she had not felt well. Perhaps he thought he was making conversation, connecting through memory. But the child blinked, and then, with clear eyes and quiet voice, she asked, "How does he know? He doesn't even know me." This is what happens to many of us. We are named before we are known. Sometimes by those who love us, often by those who only catch a glimpse. And in professional life, by leaders, by managers, by systems, without ever being asked who we truly are. A moment like this can pass by unnoticed. It can be swept away as casual insignificance. But when we are awake, when we are practicing heart-led leadership, we realize this is where remembering begins. Because what that child did was profound. She disrupted a subtle erasure. She called attention to the truth. No one else can define me. And instead of absorbing the label, she reflected it gently, clearly, without anger. A mirror, not a rebellion. In the workplace, we rarely get this chance. Too often, people are told who they are based on limited data points. You are too emotional. You don't show initiative. You are a quiet type. You are always this way when things get tough. Most of these statements are made with the same intent as the man at the petrol station, perhaps casually without malice. But their impact is deep. Every time we name someone before knowing them, we close the door to who they might yet become. There's a different way. Leadership at its most sacred is about holding space for others to unfold, to be witnessed, not through the lens of the past, but with fresh presence. To be remembered not according to performance, but according to presence. The world does not need more people who manage performance. It needs those who can pause in moments like this and turn them into a return to the heart. This is not a call to change everything overnight. It is an invitation to notice when we are about to name someone, to notice the emotional truth that often lies just beneath the surface. The kind of truth that makes us uncomfortable, that gets dismissed as too much that we can fluff it as not important. But what we call fluff is often simply the part of us that was never given space as children. The part that needed someone to say, you know who you are. No one gets to tell you otherwise. And so the story ends where it began. A child, a name she didn't claim, a moment that could have passed, but instead became a mirror, a teaching, a doorway. Let us remember the story when we next sit in rooms where others are being spoken about. Let us create workplaces where a person's essence is not overridden by history or assumptions. And let us, above all, return to the heart, because the heart knows who we are, who we have always been, and who we are still becoming. Remember, like water, flow with ease and gentleness, and let's continue navigating the currents of our own lives. Till next time, thank you.